You gotta put your window down, apparently. G'day. Sorry George, didn't see you there. Just pulled up.
We've just pulled up here.
Here we are.
Welcome back.
Where have they been? Here we are in Andy Scott's S13.
We're in Nut S13.
We're here in Andy Scott's S13. We're all done with it. It's pretty much ready to be picked up. So we're just going to give you a full build rundown.
Front to back build, yeah, rundown.
Front to back build rundown on what we've done to the car. And everything like that.
Let's get started.
Let's get started. Start at the front. We'll go to the front. You can start at the front. Starting at the front. You gonna get out? Start at the front?
Yeah, I'm coming. Genuinely was told that this has to be more of a serious video. I have to be serious. Seriously. Nah, but serious now. This is what we've done here. We're gonna give you a walkthrough, serious walkthrough of what's going on. We've got a fiberglass duct over here, 4-inch intake that comes down to an aluminium duct that bolts to the body and obviously has air intake there. George, I've turned this here into this here, George. It goes through the headlight, it sucks air in, right, and then you get this thing over here, right, and you put that there, right, is for the turbo, and then you slip this in here. Just like, oh, not like that, George, just like that there. And then what happens, right, George, is all the wind sucks through the headlight duct, George, and goes into your turbo. Full cold air intake, George. What's the magic word?
Daniel's nice intake pipe, so that has got a turbo guard just on the front of it there. You can't really see, it's tucked away, but it has got a turbo guard on the front there, so it's not just sucking in unfiltered air or super unsafe air, I guess. Can't get anything large. Yeah,
no,
well, you can.
Why?
It's a mesh.
Yeah, but like,
it's not an air filter.
Yeah, but it's not going to...
Particles, do you know what a particle is?
George?
It's not going to suck anything big or large through that's going to severely damage the turbo. As long as he stays on the track and not in the dirt paddocks, then he'll be fine with that.
I must say Daniel did a nice job on the air intake.
Thank you, Micky. Thank you. We've done new cooler piping on the cold side and hot side. 5-tune intercooler, we cut the ends off and put Plasman V-band clamp ends. Fan shroud for the thermo fans. We made the little SRS Overflow bottle over here. Micky's wonderful catch can that he's made over here that sits up here behind the left-hand tower. Fits mint. Anyway, we had to relocate the power steering reservoir for the new intercooler piping. Once all the fabrication work was done, we got it all powder coated black. Looks schmicky mouse.
Schmicky mouse.
Schmicky mouse. Moving on, we've got another windscreen washer bottle over here that tucks up in behind the tower.
Previously, this car didn't have an oil cooler. It was just using utilizing the factory oil cooler. So we put a PWR big boy cooler on the front there. So that's got new oil cooler lines down onto the block, which has a Greddy Oil Cooler block. So basically you just unscrew the filter, put the block over, and then the filter screws back on and it secures it to the block. So it's a really easy way to add an oil cooler to the system. It just deletes the factory one and you put that on. Moving further back, so into slightly more exciting stuff in the intake pipe here. Not exciting at all, it's an intake air temperature sensor, but slightly above that we've got
the important part. Exciting part.
Thanks, Daniel. single fogger there. And then under the intake manifold here that George's probably got some B-roll of, we've got the nitrous solenoid, and it comes up here to the twin Purge. It's the Intimidator nitrous Purge kit by NOS. By NOS, yeah, by NOS.
By NOS.
So basically we've got, yeah, twin solenoids under the intake manifold here. There is a bit going on, but it's sort of tucked away enough to where it's not too obnoxious and in your face. This car has got a entirely new engine harness because it was previously on a Platinum Haltech ECU, Platinum Sport. But so this has got now an Elite 2500 in it.
With the IC7 dash?
Yeah, so it's got an Elite 2500 with a brand new engine harness, and the main reason for the 2500 is so that we can utilize this drive-by-wire throttle, which we've gone to as well. So it was last time this car was here, it was still a cable throttle with an idle motor. Now that we've got the drive-by-wire throttle on there, it means that this car is like light years further ahead than it was. So it's sort of drivability and cold start ability and cold start idle and hot start idle and hot start abilities and everything like that are just through the roof now because of this. So with that, obviously we've got the drive-by-wire pedal inside the car as well. This deletes all the factory idle motor stuff like that. So generally when people do these sort of conversions, they do away with a lot of the idle motor stuff, and then it makes them a bit of a prick to start early in the mornings because you've got to sit there with your foot on the pedal and hold the idle up until they get warm enough to idle themselves. This thing will start dead cold on the key, you don't have to touch the pedal, and it'll sit there idle away all day. So it's makes them a lot more drivable, and it's a really good option if you can afford to go. They're not even that expensive.
Got a Mac valve.
Yeah, that was already there though.
Yeah, but like...
Mac valve was already there. So we've got a sort of range of new Haltech sensors and Siltech sensors on it as well. We've got the map sensor, IAT sensor, oil pressure temp down on that Greddy block as well as nitrous pressure. So that's sort of pretty much the go in the engine bay. Moving further back, obviously we've got the side pipe there. It's a bit hard to miss.
Yeah,
so
you can't miss the side pipe.
Micky's modified that now. So the cool thing about that is it's got the side pipe, but
it still comes off like we've got a V-band flange down there, so you can still remove that one and then run your existing exhaust that's full exhaust.
Get that side pipe off, put the full system back on, and it makes it that little bit more street legal. Inside the car we've got the drive-by-wire throttle pedal down there, the silver one. And then pretty much the only other thing that we've sort of done interior wise in this car is the 3D printed dash with the IC7 display inside there. So you can see in the video that it's a very tidy install. It's very nice and sleek. On the steering wheel here, you've got, so the button on the left is a nitrous purge that activates the purge solenoids. The purge is right there, obviously, so that's that button. And on the right, we've got the trance brake. This car obviously is a power glide, 2-speed power glide, so makes for a pretty fun ride. Moving back. So we got new 275 60/15 ET streets on it. They were running like a 3mm spacer and it was on a slightly smaller tyre, I believe. Going to this setup basically allowed us to get rid of that 3mm spacer and get the wheel tucked in under the guard a little bit more. So sort of completes that rear end look. In the boot.
So we made a false floor that suspends above all the wheel wells, so we didn't actually cut anything out underneath. We just made some support brackets that go across, and then it's a 2-piece floor that slips in. And then obviously we're still running all the same fuel setup, nothing to that changed. We've got a custom little battery bracket tray thing here that Micky G made up. It's quite cool. Everything obviously powder coated, all in black. We've got the drag wing that we've just made where they run the quick release clamps, quick release pins down across your beaver panel down here. Very nice wing. I recommend everyone buying one off us because they're sick. I'm going to put one on my car. It is pretty socks, George. I look like a criminal. You do look like a criminal. Burglar. Burglar, brother. The burger stealer.
Do you have any burgers? I'd like to pinch your burgers. We like eating burgers. I didn't know why I just become Tommy, brother.
So this car went on the dyno, managed to throw down sort of, I think 2 back-to-back 780 horsepower runs, so a 780 and then 788 consecutively. that was without the nitrous at all. We then turned it, so that was at 37 pound, so we turned it back down to a 35 pound sort of flat line. It was sort of peaking at 37, coming back down, so basically we just took it to a nice consistent 35 pound across the board. After that we sort of ramped the nitrous in. So the whole idea of the nitrous system on this car is to just bring that turbo on quicker. It's not actually using the nitrous to make power necessarily.
It's just so it can spool faster, basically.
The nitrous system in this car turns off at 10 psi. So once the computer sees that it's at 10 psi, the nitrous turns off. So it's purely it's purely to get that turbo spooling, and it takes nothing to do so. At a specific point in the RPM with nitrous, it's made 380 horsepower extra. With the nitrous spooling that turbo, that's not to say this car is lazy without nitrous, because it is still very...
It still rolls on heavy.
Still very responsive and still comes in hard. But,
I mean,
you know, a 75 shot of nitrous that's turning off at 10 psi and giving you an extra 380 horsepower at a specific RPM range.
It's incredible.
Yeah, you'd be silly not to do it.
Yeah, the way it works is just mind-boggling.
It boggles the mind, doesn't it?
Boggles it, yeah.
Just scrabbles it.
Yeah, like, I don't know, like, honestly, if I was ever going to go down the track running nitrous, I'd just bring it straight to us.
Would you?
Yeah. I wouldn't even go on the website and add it to the cart. I'll just give it straight
add it to my heart.
Your heart.
All right.
Can I be a part of your heart?
Cool. Want a kiss?
I'm hurt.
All right, thanks for tuning in to Andy's S13. Andy's S13 build video.
Build breakdown video.
Build breakdown.
Yeah. Build breakdown.
Like and subscribe and share it, and stay tuned for the next one.
Tell everyone.
There's going to be plenty more. Hopefully not in the sun.
Hey, Ray.
See. Hey, Ray. You came and hugged me. It was queer.
Was it queer?
Nah,
you didn't like it?
No, I loved it.